It's okay to laugh. God had a sense of humor. He created us like that. Laugh. It's okay to laugh. Don't be acting like God's so serious. He ain't that serious. God created us in his image. That means if you got a sense of humor, he got a sense of humor. So laugh. It's okay to laugh sometimes, even if I'm not funny. That was a joke. I'm trying to get y'all comfortable. Ha, laugh, relax. Come on. It's okay to be. Laughter is medicine for the soul. And we in here for medicine for the soul. Is not the church the hospital? And we're not supposed to be in here saving souls? So if laughter is medicine for the soul, laugh. If it's good to you. If it's not, it's okay. I ain't getting paid to be funny anyway. I want to thank Minister Taylor. He said something when he was up here. He was saying that the devil is looking to get fear out of us. And it just so happened, it's not by coincidence, it's by God's full design, that's what I'm going to be talking to you all today about, is fear. So we're gonna dive deep into this. As you know, God actually commands us not to fear or worry. As a matter of fact, the phrase "fear not" is used in the Bible at least 80 times. Most likely because God knows that the enemy uses fear to discourage our hopes and limit our victories. So with that being said, God understands that fear is something that is going to come for us each and every single day. And if you don't believe me, we can go to the text, we can go to the scriptures. Like Isaiah 41:10, the Bible says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I'm gonna be jumping around in this Bible. If you can keep up, you can keep up. Today is the day we're gonna take notes. It's like class today. We're gonna take some notes. All right. It also says in the Bible in Psalms 56:3, when I am afraid, I put my trust in you. Now, I'm pretty sure you means the Lord. Yeah. Okay. Joshua 1:9 says, I have not commanded you. I have not commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord, hold on, get out of here, Satan. For the Lord, your God, will be with you wherever you go. These are just a couple of scriptures. There's lots and lots of more. If you want some more, I'll give them to you as we continue on. But we're going to dive into certain types of fear. I got about 8 of them right here that we're going to dive into. The first one, one of the first things that we have from fear is change, fear of change. We live in an ever-changing world, and change happens more rapidly than ever before. Despite the fact, however, there are many people who fear change, so they resist it. This can also cause you to miss out on many promising opportunities that come your way. You run the risk of being stagnated, staying stuck in a rut when you avoid change. How many of y'all know that change is a part of fear? All right. As it says right there, some people are afraid to change. Pastor Shepard, I know when you got over here to this church, that was a change. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of people couldn't hang with the change. Amen. I'm not trying to throw no shade. I'm just calling a spade a spade. When it comes time to change, certain people ain't gonna be able to move and shift with you. But that doesn't mean that you have to be afraid to change. Don't miss out on your own personal opportunities and your own personal blessings from God because you're afraid to move when it's time to be moved. God put you in a position to move. You need to follow through with it. Another part of fear is loneliness. The fear of loneliness can sometimes cause people to resist living alone, or even stay in bad relationships, or the fear of loneliness can cause people to obsessively use social media to extend that they may miss out on making face-to-face connections. In other words, some of us, we don't want to be alone. For some of us who's ever been alone, how many of y'all ever been alone before? Also, just 2 people, 3 people, y'all ever been alone? I'm talking about alone to where you feel like you ain't got nowhere to turn. When you can't turn to mama don't understand. You can't turn to daddy don't understand. You can't turn to grandma don't understand. You turn to pastor not there right now. You can't turn to your best friend. You can't turn to your worst enemy. You can't turn to nobody. You just alone. You just like, well, isolated by yourself. Mm-hmm. You remember how it was when the power went out and it got cold and it got dark? That's a place of loneliness. A place where a lot of people do not want to be. So what do we do when we get to that lonely place? To avoid that lonely place, some of us, we stay stagnated in bad relationships. People who hurt us, mistreat us, do us wrong. But we tolerate it because you know why? It's better than being alone. That's like saying I'd rather stand in fire than to be in the house dark with no heat. Because I don't want to be alone. Stupid. I said it, stupid. That's what you is. You stay in these bad relationships and it's hurting you. Because last I checked, fire hurts. Yeah, it warms you. Yeah, it lights your work. But it hurts if you stand in it. And some of us would much rather stand in fire. Okay, I'm warm now. It's light now. I'm burning. It hurts. But I'd rather be here than over here in the dark and the cold. Well, I'm all alone. Can't nobody see me. Nobody gonna see me. We make bad choices. That's fear. What you afraid of? You afraid of being alone? You afraid of being by yourself? Sometimes God's pull you to yourself into that isolated place so that He can work on you. Because there's some things that you got to go through by yourself. You can't rely on everybody else to bring you through or go through it with you. It's some things that God want to show you while you by yourself. He can't show you with all those, watch this, distractions and people. You have to be alone sometimes. Don't be afraid to be alone. That's God pulling you to the side. God wants your attention. Hey. You know, you got little kids. I got little kids. Sometimes you got, hey, stop that. Got to get your attention. Pull you back over here. Sometimes you got to pull my kid. Come take a time out. It's okay to be a kid. Come take a time out. It's for a reason. Putting you by yourself. Make you rethink what you're doing. Because you over here acting out. You're over here doing what you want to do, acting out. And listen, God knows. See, our vision is 100 yards this way, but God's vision is overseeing over us. So He sees everything 200, 500, 800, 1,000 yards around us, not just in front of us. See, we see what's going this way. God sees what's going on around us. And sometimes He goes, no. Put you right over here because you don't know how close you were. Let's move on. Is it good to y'all? Come on, don't leave me quiet now. Because if it's good, say or something. Another common trait of fear is failure. One of the most common fears on earth is the fear of failure. It's embarrassing to fail, and it may reinforce your beliefs that you don't measure up. How many of y'all have ever felt that? That you just ain't enough. That you don't qualify. You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. How many of you ever been told you don't have what it takes? Some of us been going to job interviews. Thank you. We appreciate you coming out, but we'll give you a call. You're just not what we're looking for right now. Come on, I know y'all had that hurt before. Well, you prayed for this job, you asked God for it. Come on, God, I need this job, I need some money. You get there and they tell you, well, just not what we're looking for right now. We'll call you. You don't believe that. They gonna call you. But y'all all felt that. Where you felt like you don't measure up. Not just in the world, you feel like you don't measure up to God sometimes and God's standards of what He wants you to be. I'm not the only one. Y'all gotta say amen or something. Nod your head, thumbs up, wink or something. You can't just sit quietly, man. How many of y'all felt like you just don't measure up to God's glory? You fall short. You're just not there. Every single day it's like, no. I ain't worthy. I'm here to tell you something. God, He don't care that you're not perfect. You don't believe me? Okay, let's look in the Bible. There's a guy in there. His name is Moses. And last I checked, he killed somebody. Didn't he kill somebody? And then he ran away from home. And all this. And didn't God still use him to do His works? Come here, Moses. I need you to do something for me. But God, I got to shut up. I don't need you to tell me what you got. Just come do what I told you to do, right? I'm paraphrasing, but didn't that happen? Didn't he kill somebody and God said, no, I'm still going to use you? Okay, y'all don't remember Moses. What about David? Y'all remember David? You want to slay Goliath and all that and everything? And then he also slept with that buried woman. Got her husband killed. We don't want to talk about that part of David, huh? It happened. Did God still use him? Still using, didn't he? So let me ask you something. What makes you think that you don't measure up for God to use you? There ain't nothing nobody in this room has ever done that God can't say, I can't use you. Nothing. Only people that tell you that is people that's hating on you. Or they mad because God ain't used them the way that they want to be used. Uh-oh. You know what? I don't care if I hurt nobody's feelings. I'm talking to them gays. That's really what it is. People that tell you that you ain't no good, that God can't use you, God don't need you, He can't work with you. It's people that's mad because God ain't used them yet, because they're not on the level that you want, or they're not on the level that you get called to. Oops. And it hurts. Or they don't understand why God using you, why God working His miracle through you, why God blessing you. Mind your business. Didn't Pastor Shepard preach that too long ago? Mind your business. Don't be like a good neighbor, stay in your lane. Come on now, act like you know. It goes on to say about failure, you also might avoid anything where success isn't guaranteed. Ultimately, you miss out on all life lessons and opportunities that might help you find success. You think that some of these business owners, Madam C.J., we Black History Month, Madam C.J. Walker, some of these great inventors that we talked about not too long ago, you think that they were afraid of failing? Let me tell you something. You only fail if you quit. It's not failure. It's just a new way to figure out how not to be successful. Keep going. Keep moving forward. There's some of y'all right now that's business-oriented minded. Keep going. Keep pressing forward. It don't matter if it takes 2 years, 20 years, 30 years. You keep going. You push forward. You strive forward. Do not let nobody tell you that you can't do it. Like I said, the one in the one before, loneliness. Some of y'all are afraid to be lonely, so y'all let people tell y'all anything. And then guess what? Because you scared to fail. You scared of failure. They tell you you're going to fail. You scared of being lonely and you scared of failing. So guess what? You're going to stay right where you at in your little box, and they're going to keep you suppressed. They're going to keep you on their level that they need you to keep you on. You know why? Because number one, they are afraid of change. Uh-oh. See how this comes right back and forth? It's all in the field. They're afraid of change because they know if you decide to change and you move your level to the next level, guess what? They're going to be lonely. Watch this. And then number three, they're afraid that what about them? They're looking like the failure. See how this stuff is all coming right back. It all falls under fear. What you scared of? What are you scared of? I ain't scared. Y'all remember Bone Crusher? I ain't never scared. Okay, that's maybe just my generation. We know about Bone Crusher. Okay. Number 4 is rejection. I know some of y'all felt that one already before I even said anything. Many people avoid things like meeting new people or trying to enter into a new relationship because of the fear of rejection. Even individuals who have already married sometimes avoid asking long-time spouses for something, imagining that the person will say no. Scared of rejection. How many of y'all have been dealt with rejection before? Raise your hand. It's okay to raise your hand. Our family in here. It's okay. Get comfortable. That's why I came down here, so I can get comfortable. I didn't want y'all looking up at me. I'm short, but I want to come down to the level, right, man? We're trying to get on the same level so we can talk about this. How many of y'all felt that rejection before? When you felt like you didn't fit in with somewhere else, with something or with somebody. Or you're scared to make new relationships with people. You're scared to get to that next level that you're trying to get to because you haven't really figured out how to deal with being rejected or told no. Or you were scared, I don't want to seem odd. I want to kind of get in and fit in. No, God created us to be a peculiar people. You ain't supposed to fit in. We're not supposed to fit with everybody. We're supposed to stand out. We're supposed to be over here. Look. And we're supposed to be leading our lives by example of the things that we do. But it's okay, listen, this is real life. We're talking real life now. We're afraid of being rejected because we don't want to be, what's that? Go back. We don't want to be lonely. Don't want to be lonely. Y'all remember that song? What is the loneliest thing that you'll have? Come on, y'all act like y'all so serious. Y'all laugh at church. God is not going to get mad. If I'm saying something wrong, He's going to strike you down. Be good. Number 5, we're going to talk about uncertainty. People avoid trying something different out of fear of uncertainty. After all, there's no guarantee that doing something new will make life better. But staying the same is one surefire way to stay stagnated. Whether you're afraid to accept a new job or afraid to move to a new city, don't let fear of uncertainty hold you back. This comes with opening up a new relationship with God. See, some of us have to realize that when we get a relationship with God, it's going to open up a whole new way of thinking for us and a whole new comprehension of what the Word is saying. Once you have started a true relationship with God. And a lot of times, since we don't know really, what we're getting ourselves into, there's a lot of uncertainty. And the truth of the matter is, the reason why so many people are afraid to dive into God deeper is because they really don't want to be accountable. Yeah. Because once you know, you're responsible. Spread that gospel. Oh, I don't know. I'm afraid of being rejected. That's that word again. I'm afraid that I may not say it right and I might be a failure. There's that word again. And then I don't want to be everybody looking at me like I'm crazy, so I'm gonna be all alone. There's that thing. Maybe I don't even want to know God for myself. Maybe I just want to be okay with what I know right now. What grandmama taught me, because it's cool, because I don't want to change. All the word. How the word comes back? Fear. What you afraid of? What you scared of? That's why some of us are afraid to change and know God better. Because we don't want to be lonely, because we're afraid to be rejected by our friends and family. Because once you start knowing God for yourself, it's going to be some truths revealed to you. It's going to be some things that you're going to comprehend and be like, okay, that's what it meant. And when you start trying to tell people about God, about what you know about the truth, guess what? That fear of you being rejected comes and sneaks into you. But don't you know that God says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So guess what? Once you start knowing God for yourself, once you start studying God's word for yourself, guess what? You're gonna unlock your power. Because God's going to give you a sound mind. When you learn the word, you get a sound mind. When you get the sound mind, guess what comes with the sound mind? You start speaking power. When you start speaking power, guess what? When you speak power, people hear love. And you know what happens when you speak love? Fear has to flee.